President-elect Trump wants congressional Republicans to advance through one bill, potentially, pushing his major agenda items: border, energy, and tax cuts. But today, he's also leaving the door open to potentially splitting the agenda into a couple bills, as some in the GOP want. So border security, energy, taxes, these are the three main ones. Let's just go through a little bit of what we think, because there's not a bill, so we don't really know, but this is sort of top-level stuff. So on the border, more border security, hire more agents, and provide funding to complete the border wall. And then on energy, regulatory rollbacks, encouraging domestic drilling, and to ease permitting. That, if they do two bills, that would be the first chunk of it.
Now, nobody cares, but you may be material to your existence as an American. This is a cockamamie process called budget reconciliation.
Oh, yeah.
The old budget reconciliation, the old end around where you can pass things with 51 votes instead of the 60 votes that the Senate requires. So it's like you've got a train that's going to leave the station.
Okay.
How many cars can you put on the train before the engine can't pull it anymore?
Right.
And so for Republicans, do they want tax cuts? Well, they're Republicans.
Yes.
Yes. They want tax cuts. Do they want border security? Yes.
Yes.
Because what's the verdict from the 2024 election? That inflation, number one, followed closely thereafter by immigration, was what did Kamala Harris in. The Republicans want to get that done.
Right.
You do two, right? What's the danger? The danger is you break into such a fight over the first one
that you can't.
That by the time you come back for number two, you don't get there.
So let's talk about taxes here for a second, because obviously much of the tax code comes up for a rewrite. Trump's tax code that he put into place in 2017, that would be probably extending or at least maybe even lowering some of the current brackets on the personal side. And then no tax on tips, the big campaign promise.
Well, Donald Trump, if you were to put his campaign promises on taxation into effect, the inflationary effects, it would be a bomb that would hit the economy, because not only would you have the inflationary problem on that side, but the debt would skyrocket totally out of control, totally out of control.
What would you say so that's part of the worries and part of the criticism. We have a huge debt problem. But in the first administration, he did tax cuts and there wasn't inflation, never, I think, got above 2.5%, and the economy was humming.
Right. So this is where the rubber meets the road for Donald Trump. When he took office the first time, inflation, this is hilarious to say, Democrats had long believed that thanks to modern monetary policy, that inflation was a thing of the past. We weren't going to have to talk about inflation anymore. And both parties became big borrowing, big spending. We were running a 4% GDP. We were a white-hot, beautiful, people are saying the best economy ever. We have this great economy, and we're still running trillion-dollar deficits. People said inflation's not a problem. Well, inflation came back. Now Donald Trump takes office with inflation as the paramount economic concern. That's what everybody's worried about. That's what everybody's thinking about. So as they have this tax conversation, they're going to have a consideration they didn't 8 years ago.
With interest rates right now as well. Stirewalt breaks it down.